Hey guys, what up? It's Jeff from Urban Condo Spaces. So I'm here at my home office. Just wanted to connect with you guys, share a little bit about what's going on in the downtown condo scene. So pay attention and let's get started. Update on the condo market. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, really since the start of the pandemic. Okay, so first of all, we got through the election. That is a sigh of relief. I don't know about you guys, but towards the end of these election cycles, I'm excited to move on, turn the page, move on. So a very exciting day yesterday for America with the inauguration and the new president. And regardless of which side of the coin you guys are on politically, I hope that you're satisfied and that you believe that the country's heading in a good direction. So here in Seattle, as you guys know, the majority of my work is in the condo market. It's been an area of focus for me for almost 15 years and 18 years in the business. And so it's just something that I'm pretty well versed on and that I pay very, very good attention to. I help buyers sell condos. I help I help buyers buy condos and sellers sell condos, luxury units, small units, all across the board. Got a couple coming on here soon, which you guys will see as well. So more importantly, I want to break down some of these weekly stats that I do for you and help you get a better understanding of why I do them. Okay, so for those of you guys that haven't seen these yet, this is what kind of these updates look like, and I'm gonna put it up here on the screen while we're chatting about it so you guys can see it. Okay, they just kind of have these different graphs and colors and reference points, and so here's the idea. Okay, starting around the pandemic, I've always kept stats. You can find those stats on my website, and some people are very statistical minded, and then there's some of us that are more visual, and so I try to do a combination of both. But the idea is that the more you know, the more empowered you're going to be to make a good decision, whether you decide to sell your condo or buy a new condo, right? So both of which I'm fortunate to be able to help you facilitate that, whether I'm helping you buy something or sell something. At any rate, right when the pandemic hit, and I really started to see it take shape and then influence the condo market, what I wanted to do was kind of jump in head first and see if I could give you guys some kind of statistical overlay to see what the pandemic was doing to the market. So the one that stands out the most to me, I started tracking this data in April, late April. And at the time we had 154 units on market. So in the downtown Seattle core, we had only 154 units total. So we knew that was going to climb. I just didn't know how much. So what's interesting, if you look at this graph, you can see that not only did inventory climb, but it rose quickly, and it got up to 355 units in late September. That was our pandemic high. For the number of units that were on the market. You guys might have seen the headlines. In fact, I even had a couple videos that I talked about this. Are people leaving the city for good? Will they come back? You know, I kind of debated that whole thing. But then, just like in any other cycle, things start to correct themselves. So in this particular case, even though we hit a 355 unit pandemic high, and I kind of, I'll give myself a little bit of credit, I kind of saw the top in that and mentioned it on my Instagram page. Then on the profile, I should say, then you started to see the inventory decline again. And as of today, we have 210 units. Okay, so we went from 355 at the peak to 210. Now, what's really important is the inventory isn't the total picture. You also have to look at how many units are being absorbed. Okay, so you'll often hear pending sales, right? Well, that's really important. You want your pending sales in a market to meet or exceed your active new number of listings. And when it does that, you know that you're in a pretty healthy market where inventory is being absorbed and it's becoming more of a seller's market. Now, when it goes the other way as a buyer, you might want to see that inventory shoot up and the pending sales of the units that are under contract come down. And that gives you obviously more selection and a greater ability to dictate the terms of the contract to which you send to a seller. So high inventory on a basic level, right? Buyer's market, low inventory or low absorption. Low inventory, high absorption, seller's market. Okay, so buyers want to see tons of inventory, tons of options, dictate price. Sellers want to get that inventory down, so when their unit goes in the market, it's looked at highly and often for a prospective buyer to purchase it. So all I wanted to do was just kind of break this down for you guys. The other chart that I have is these downtown Seattle condo sold units. Okay, so this will also show you how some of those pending sales or units under contract are then translating to actual sales. And so in the last 30 to 45 days, I've seen the best absorption number of units that are going under contract that I've seen since this whole thing started in February. So what you want to watch when I post this on my Instagram profile is, will the pending sales continue, and will that establish a new level of pretty a high number of sold units? So what you'll see in 2 of the last 3 weeks, we've hit 15 sales per week. Okay, that's only happened one other time, and that was back in August. And so that's starting to show you that the market is gaining its strength again. Its legs are getting under them, and those sales are creating an environment where it's improving and increasing the chances of a seller being able to sell their unit. A lot of units came off the market this last fall, which is part of the reason why that inventory declined. But watch. If we continue to absorb and we dip, for instance, under 200 units, which I think we should do soon, and that continues, then even when we add a few more units back here in the next 60 to 90 days, which we will, we might be in a little bit more of a normalized market. And then some of you guys, especially if you're in Seattle, you would be aware that Amazon and other employers are kind of using a soft target of late June to get their employees back into the office. Some employers definitely look at the work from home as an absolute necessity. And so my guess is that as the dust settles from the coronavirus, a lot of us are getting vaccinated, that we might dip our toes back in and get back into this downtown market, this downtown core. Now, it's not for everybody, but any major market in the country is going to believe the same thing. New Yorkers believe that New York will be back. Seattleites believe that we'll be back. San Francisco even still believes that because of the infrastructure that they've built and because they're such a tech hub and biotech and healthcare, that they'll be back as well. Time will tell. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm producing these for you. I hope you guys enjoy them. Just remember that if you go to our Instagram, which is Urban Condo Spaces, you can see those weekly stats. And then just feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions. Leave a comment below if you have anything to add. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be in touch again here soon. Got a couple new listings coming on that I'm excited to show you, and a few sales as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good week. Stay healthy. Let me know maybe in the comments if you've already got your vaccine, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.